for the class of delegates drawn from violent impacted areas of the Niger Delta.
And the difference is already showing. So if it is sustained, I know that it will make a lot of difference to the young people, and not just the young, to everybody. I've learned, so it's right for me to also teach others. I've taught one person, I've trained one person, and I'm looking forward to train more to empower others also.
My name is Progress Risado Koko. I'm from Bayelsa State. I went to Boroh 2011. When I come back, they called me 2012 for training. I went to PT2 to catering. When I finished the catering, now the Amnesty people empower me. I'm so happy for the things, the handwork they're giving to me and the empowerment they are giving to me. I'm so happy. I'm thanking God for Boroh and federal government. Those that fight for us, may the God bless them. Anything that they are doing, God will really open their way for them.
There are hundreds of beneficiaries across the Niger Delta whose lives have changed courtesy of the skill acquisition component of the Amnesty program.
I'm proud to say I'm one of them. I got the opportunity and I'm maxing it because, as a matter of fact, that's what's putting food on my table right now. So it's a great opportunity for me to be a beneficiary of this program.
One thread binds these delegates together. They have been trained and subsequently empowered with startup parks to begin their own businesses.
Before I was empowered, before I went for the program, things wasn't that easy because I didn't have enough cash and enough funds to start up a business. So when I heard about the empowerment, I came for it. I went for the training and I learned a lot of things from the training. I chose to make chemicals, soap and other things. If I didn't go for the program, I wouldn't have known how to make soap and bleach and even to market them and for people to come in to buy from me. So it's a nice program, it's good.
As the story changes for more of the delegates and life gets better, attention is gradually shifting to those who are yet to be trained under the program. The figure currently stands at 11,768, and the prospect for their training is now much better than before. Arrangements are in place to expedite the training and subsequent empowerment of these delegates using certified skill centers across the country. Most of the centers have partnered with the federal government in several successful skills empowerment initiatives.
Great. So we start.
The centers are usually equipped to help the Amnesty delegates build their self-esteem, embrace learning, and develop capacity in vocations that are economically viable.
In terms of addressing human capacity development, it's a fantastic project. When these young people put to test, or to use rather, because we've been tested, if they put to use what they have learned and the experiences that they have gathered in the process of learning, we will build not just a better region, but a better country, because more people would be supportive of the system. Because what you need is the strength of citizenship.
There is the expectation of ripple effect. Once a delegate acquires capacity, the chance of economic independence for that delegate gets better, and the more delegates, the better for the Niger Delta region. To help make the chances for the trained delegates even brighter, the Amnesty Office is strengthening its empowerment drive. Under Brigadier General Paul Boroh, empowerment of trained delegates has been fused into the core of the reintegration component of the program. Empowerment is now closely linked to the exit strategy evolved by the Amnesty Office to eventually end the program. This means that delegates already trained and empowered by the office with startup kits are subsequently monitored and then gradually eased out once their businesses take off. A total of 2,987 delegates have so far exited the program, and many more would soon follow. It is expected that the exit strategy will invariably help cut down the overhead cost for payment of stipends and allowances to delegates and reduce the financial burden on government. Balancing priorities and prudent management of finances have become inevitable, particularly as Nigeria strives to overcome a lingering cash crunch.
In view of our financial constraint, we now reviewed that no, anybody who is in school should only benefit from his school allowances, but he or she should not also come and take stipend. So you can see that is another area you can block leakages, because from that program, that system alone, we were able to make some savings.
This becomes even more necessary considering that the Amnesty Office is contending with a slash in budget size from 64 billion naira in 2015 to 20 billion naira in its budget for the 2016 fiscal year.
Even though we made case to the federal government to look at the situation of Amnesty Office and then review our budget by means of supplementary appropriation. Nobody can accuse the office now of any misdemeanor, of any misdoing or any misgiving in terms of financial management of the Amnesty program. So based on this, I think not even 80%, you can give it 95%, because you don't have any room to be non-transparent. You just have to be transparent because the system itself requires you to be.
The balancing act lies in the judicious use of available funds. As a matter of fact, the office is mandated to meet its core responsibilities and is even required to prepare for exigencies as well. A case in point is a renewed militancy in the Niger Delta and the stakeholder community-based response approach adopted by Brigadier General Paul Boroh. The traditional institution is at the core of this strategy. It is essentially an advocacy for communities to embrace government's peace efforts and take ownership of the campaign against militancy, cultism, and pipeline vandalism.
If you look at a boy who is working, or if you see a boy who is working, gainfully employed, and you tell him, say, come, let us go and bust pipeline. No, what am I for that? Waiting. Now me go for that type of work. No, I'm not going to do that. He will not go to do that. So if you employ them, if you make them to have a sense of belonging, that this oil that they are, or the pipeline and so forth, this oil comes from their own land, it's their own. And therefore, they will. How many times do you see a normal human being destroying part of his body? If this oil, if these people are made to be owners of what they have, they will not go to destroy it, either partially or whatever way you put it.
It affects the environment where they come from. It affects the entire economic life of that environment, as well as particularly the economy of the country. They also need money to carry out their day-to-day activities. Yet they are engaged in the act of pipeline vandalism and attacks. It affects virtually every advancement of the country. That is the aspect that concerns me and that I'm discouraged about. But I'm happy again to say that Amnesty beneficiaries have dissociated themselves, especially their leaders, have dissociated themselves from this act, and they feel bad that it is happening. They wish that they're on standby to support the security agencies to fish out the perpetrators so that they can be brought up for justice. That is their stance, and that is the stand of the office, that the Amnesty office will work in collaboration with the security offices, with the security agencies, to fish out perpetrators of the pipeline vandalism, so that it can be brought up to justice.
Oh yes, my people, they're not they take life, take they find waiting they handle. My country people, make we support government to develop Niger Delta. We will come out our hand from pipeline vandalism, kidnapping, cultism, and other wuru things when they give Niger Delta bad name.
The peace campaign of the Presidential Amnesty Office is hinged on a multi-track approach and often associated in the resolution of resource-based conflict. This, in essence, means a confluence of stakeholders from the Niger Delta with a common interest and goal to clinch peace, sustain development, and drive positive change. The Amnesty Office is the vehicle, and Brigadier General Paul Boroh and his team are the drivers.
General Boroh brought in technocrats and experts on DDR programs from different parts of the world to help drive the program. And so far, this has been very, very successful.
It is the belief of the present administration that where peace reigns, real progress can be achieved.
I'm very confident that Mr. President means well for Niger Delta. And that's why on the 2nd of June, he ensured the flag off or launching of the cleanup exercise. The President is highly committed to ensuring that Niger Delta is well developed, and by so doing, there will be stability in the region. He ensured sustainability of the program. He also ensured that the rail line from Calabar to Lagos is included in this year's budget so that we can start off. When that starts, they will to create a lot of space for employment. The President is very concerned about what is happening in Niger Delta. His own wish is that this problem is sorted out once and for all, so that there will be stability in the region, and then the economy of the country will pick up, and then they will move on as expected to meet up the developmental plans and programs of the country.
But achieving change and progress is not a one-sided venture. Indeed, true peace and progress is a collective responsibility, one that must be embraced by all concerned.